What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/ChoosingBeggars. This story's called Choosing Beggar Complains.
Half price isn't cheap enough for secondhand luxury merchandise.
So a little bit of personal backstory. I sell antiques, vintage stuff, and other things on eBay. You know, pens, watches, silverware, antiques, etc. I've been doing this for 5 years, but I've been into antiques and related stuff since early childhood. I collect a wide variety of vintage and antique stuff, and use my collection as a way to educate myself about the stuff which I sell online. A few weeks ago, I purchased another pen for my collection to replace an identical one which I already had. Pen A is in beautiful vintage condition. Nothing wrong with it at all, but there are features on it which I just didn't enjoy. Pen B was identical, but had a nib which I found writing with much more comfortable. So I bought Pen B from a fellow collector for a decent discount, and then decided to sell Pen A. I listed it up for $650. Said pen is a Mont Blanc Meisterstruck number 149, one of the most famous pen models in the world. It's been used by everybody from Queen Elizabeth to Barack Obama, JFK to Vladimir Putin. I figured that a pen that famous at that price wouldn't last long, and someone will snap it up and pay the price. Important note, these pens sell for $1,300 brand new, so mine is half price, which I was only able to offer because I bought Pen A for just $250 in a box lot of other pens. Anyway, a friend suggested I post the link to the eBay sale in a local collectors group on Facebook. I told her no because that group is full of choosing beggars. She said,
"What's the worst that could happen?"
Gee, I wonder why I'm sharing this here. Within half an hour, the vultures started to swarm. One guy in particular seemed very offended that I had shared the pen for sale on eBay first, instead of offering it to my dear fellow collectors. Oh boy, here we go. This is why I didn't want to share it in the group.
Dude, that is way overpriced.
Huh?
You want $650 for that?
Yeah, I do.
There's no way that thing is worth $600.
Well, it's a Cold War era pen made in West Germany before the wall came down, so...
You know you could buy these things for $400, right? What a ripoff! How do we even know it's real?
I've been collecting pens for 20 years. I think I can spot a fake Mont Blanc.
How do I know that you're not trying to sell a fake?
Shouldn't you know how to spot a fake already if you're trying to buy luxury merchandise secondhand online?
Yeah, I do, but do you?
If you do, then you should be able to tell if this is a fake.
Yeah, but you could try and swap it out.
There's no way I could try and sell a fake luxury pin on a site like this and keep my reputation as a seller. How stupid do you think I am?
Whatever, dude. I'm telling you, $400. That's what they go for on eBay.
Current cheapest on eBay, as of the date of posting this, $790. Average secondhand asking price, $800 to $1,000. $400 on eBay? Really?
Totally. I sell them too. I know what they're worth.
Wow, really? $400. Was it still in one piece? He kept repeating that it was worth only $400, $350, and I kept telling him no.
But the $650 new!
No they're not. For someone who claims he sells these things all the time, you don't seem to know your market or retail prices very well, do you? They're $1,300 new. $1,400 if you want customization done, special engravings, nib work, gift wrapping, etc. I showed him links, pictures, price lists, the whole deal, and all he could do was whinge and complain. I told him to stop wasting my time and buy his own Mont Blanc number 149 for $400 if he really thought he could. In the end, I sold the pen to this very nice lady across the state who had been hunting for this model for years. She was very excited to get it and was much more appreciative and polite. pen people, I swear to God. Okay, so can someone explain to me why pens get that expensive? Like, I get the materials can be expensive and the craftsmanship is something to appreciate, but are you gonna tell me that a $1,300, $1,400 pen is gonna feel better than a freaking Papermate's Inkjoy or some cool ass gel pen for a couple dollars? Because I spent $10 on a nice-ish pen, okay? And I felt that was a waste of money. Because it's just a pen. You can get a decent pen for less than $1. You can get a decent pen for a few cents in a pack of multiple decent pens. So I don't understand the whole, I just spent $30,000 on a pen. I lost my car though, and I'm telling you, that fourth mortgage was definitely worth it. Like, I get it if it's like a sentimental thing. Like, oh, cool pen, very nice, fancy, antique. But like, my question is, how much of that money is just for the fanciness as opposed to functionality? Alright, this story's called Today I Got Trapped in a Supermarket by a Literal Choosing Beggar. So I stopped by at the supermarket between Zoom calls today, and this guy approaches me on the way. For context, I'm a 21-year-old female, and apparently also a grade A chump. He tells me he's short on cash, and could I please grab him some juice and a snack? I say sure. I've been broke myself and know what it's like to be hungry. I never give away money, but if someone needs food, I tend to just think whatever and hand it over. He follows me into the store. Bit weird, but okay. He picks out his crap, and I start looking for my own stuff. He looks confused that I'm doing my own shopping and holding him up, saying,
You don't seem very concerned about me. Like I'm telling you that I need help and you should be concerned. It's iffy.
At this point, I'm thinking, oh no, he's getting needy. Better just buy him his crap so he doesn't follow me around the store anymore. I take him to self-checkout. He asks the attendant if they sell cigarettes. He says no. He asks if they do cash back, and the attendant says yes, but only at the other tills. He starts trying to lead me over there, saying he needs cash for toiletries. Not cigarettes then? I say no, I'll get him what he picked out, but that's it. He starts getting aggressive.
I just want a $5, that's it.
I'm not giving you cash. I told you I'd get you snacks. That's it, dude. I'm short on money myself. I'm a full-time student on less than minimum wage earnings, and I'm already over budget on groceries this week.
You freaking whore. This costs what, $2.50? Look at that. I want some cash. A $5. That's nothing to you.
It's a lot to me. I don't get paid very much myself, man.
I'm not working, you. I need cash.
I pay for the stuff and he leaves. I get back to my shopping, but I have a feeling that a guy in full needy mode like that is probably waiting outside. I finish up 15 minutes later, and lo and behold, he's staring in at me through the double doors. No sign of the food. Sometimes they open with requests like that so they can squeeze you for money. At this point, I'm getting late for work and fully crapping myself. I call my manager, ironically also a total creep, and explain that I'm trapped in a freaking little. I ask the dude at the checkout what he thinks I should do, and him and two other dudes go straight out and try to chase him off. They don't manage for another 20 minutes. He gets aggressive, threatens them, stares through the doors at me, but no one budges. Eventually, he steps off and they walk me in the opposite direction to get a random bus out of the area. On the way, one of the guys was like, "You have to stop talking to these people, lady," which is not untrue, given the circumstances. It still makes me feel like a total idiot. I just don't feel that there is such a thing as these people. I want to help people out, but seriously, supermarket workers are legends. That stuff was way above their pay grade, but they still covered me. Thanks, guys. That's definitely a really creepy situation. Good thing that the workers were so willing to make sure she was good. But it's definitely worth being careful with, people that are asking you for money, because yeah, they could just be people who need help, but they could also not, you know what I mean? Alright, this story's called Choosing Beggar Wants Me to Give Him a Skateboard Deck for Half the Price Because His Kid Needs It. Well, I've been checking this subreddit every now and then. Recently, I had a conversation with a person that to me looked like a choosing beggar. You be the judge. I was selling a skateboard deck for roughly 20 bucks, 2,000 in my country's currency, on a site that's my country's version of eBay or Craigslist. I mention everything that the buyer needed to know, including a drilled hole in the tail of the board, which was more of an aesthetic problem than an actual problem. Plus, this board was pretty much secondhand since I've used it. So a guy sends me a message via SMS at like 3 a.m. because you can leave your phone number so they can contact you faster, and asks me everything that was already listed on the listing: size, the wear, and price. I repeat myself here and mention the hole too. The dude probably didn't read anything and just saw a picture of the board and immediately contacted me. He lowballs me for 10 bucks, not at all worth it, and asks me to send it immediately. I decline the offer and say that the lowest I can go is 15 bucks, and then it starts.
I can't pay that much. I want to get it for my kid, and I saw that someone was already selling a complete skateboard for 20 bucks. 10 bucks is fair enough, and I can send you the details for the shipping. The board is too big for my kid though, but he'll use it when he grows up. Also, what about the hole you mentioned?
This is a rough translation, but even in my language, everything is all over the place with like 10 questions in a sequence. I decline again and tell him that he should get that then. I also tell him to look at the actual listing to see the wear and the hole. It was pretty late, so I go to sleep for a bit. My phone starts ringing at 5 a.m. It's the guy, and I ignore it. He calls again at 6 and at 10 a.m. I was stupid for not muting the sound on my phone. I tell him that I'm not interested, and then he offers me a whopping 12 bucks. I just ignore it and finally mute my phone. In the morning, another guy offers me my original price for the board, and I agree with that. That guy just asked me to save the board for him for a couple of days, to which I agreed. I tell the other dude that it's reserved now and that I got the price I wanted. He then gets pissed off, tells me that he called me first, and that he's now willing to give me 15 bucks for it. True, you did call me first, but you lowballed me. He had a better offer. Why would I sell the deck to you when I can get more money for it? I told you my lowest price and you declined. Not my problem.
Kid, the deck is too big for my son. A smaller deck would suit him better, but there's time for that. Plus, the problem is the hole you were talking about. That other dude that offered you higher probably won't buy it in the end. Don't get your hopes up.
Classic choosing beggar stuff when he doesn't get his way. I still don't realize how the deck being too big is my problem. He knew the measurements. Not once did he mention that he had a problem with the hole until now. Of course, I declined again and told him I'm saving the board for the other dude. He then replies rather normally.
No problem. Just call me back if he backs out of buying the board.
A couple of days pass and I sell the board to the other dude and I tell the choosing beggar that it's sold. He does the mature thing and starts flexing. He rambled on about how he got 2 boards for 20 bucks. Highly doubt that because there were no boards being sold that cheap on the site during that time. What a sad man. Glad I didn't sell it to him. Okay, 20 bucks for a decent deck is not a bad deal. Like the deck on my skateboard, it's nothing too crazy, but it's decent. It was like 40, 50 bucks and it's a toy machine deck. Alright, this story's called Make Me Beer for My Wedding. Oh my god. What is with people? First, you hear Margaret wanting to lose 30 pounds in 2 months for her wedding. And now you have this crazy person wanting to turn into a glass of beer. What is this nonsense? A little over a decade ago, a good friend of mine was getting married. I was as broke as college students come, so I couldn't get them anything on their gift registry, and I felt like I was letting them down. While out with a few friends one weekend, we collectively came up with a brilliant plan. We were all avid home brewers, so the 3 of us were going to make a 5-gallon batch of bachelor party beer in the groom's favorite style, and another batch for the people in the wedding party. Bride, groom, groomsmen, bridesmaids, mothers, fathers, etc. on the big day. It was brilliant, and we were able to make some killer labels to accompany some righteous homebrew. The bachelor party beer was named Last Sip of Freedom IPA, and the wedding brew was Off the Deep End lager. It was received well by all, and us brewers received tons of attention and praise. After the bride and groom departed in their just-married convertible, the rest of us didn't care for the night to end, headed out to keep the party rolling. While waiting for drinks at the bar, I struck up conversation with one of the bridesmaids, and she mentioned how awesome of an idea the custom beers were, and I saw this as my "I'm gonna get lucky" moment. That was my idea.
You made those beers?
Yeah, me and a few friends thought it would be a big hit at the wedding, and we had fun brewing different batches to perfect it.
Can you do that for me?
What?
My fiance and I are getting married in 3 months, and that would be so amazing if you made beer for us, but different styles.
My younger, dumber self didn't even think to look for rings.
Facepalm.
I mean, I guess I could do that, but I need to know what kind of beers you want me to make so I can give you a quote.
Quote? Like you want me to pay for it?
Yes?
Oh, how much did they pay?
They didn't. It was a gift from a few friends.
If they didn't pay, then neither should I. I'm already over budget on my wedding. Why can't you just make it for me as a gift too?
I would be down to do it for you if you purchase just the ingredients and bottles needed to make a good batch. You don't need to pay for my labor. I'm fine working for the experimental beer batches.
I don't see how that should be my concern. They didn't have to pay, and this would be a great way to not have to pay for an open bar. Will you please do it? Please?
No.
That's not fair. Why not?
Because I've been friends with them for 5 years and friends with the groom for 10 years. We haven't even been talking for 5 minutes. I haven't even been invited to your wedding. So unless you're willing to pay, it's not gonna happen, princess. At this point, I was done with the conversation, so I grabbed my drink and headed back to the group. I made the most of my night, but I could feel her burning gaze on me for the rest of the night. I told the guys, we had a chuckle and continue to laugh about it whenever we all meet up. I have since made kegs for parties, custom crush wine for family members and close friends' weddings, graduation parties, and divorce parties, as long as they are willing to pay and provide the glass. That's so cool. I mean, beer's gross, and I don't understand how anyone could like it, and if you do, you're probably weird. But that's so cool. I'm joking, by the way. I know. Like, I'm pretty sure beer is the most popular beverage in the world, but that's a really cool gift idea. That makes me think of this one, I think it's a YouTube channel, but it's this guy. He has celebrity guests and he like brews them a custom beer, I think, or just like any alcoholic type of thing. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool stuff. And Mac Miller was on there and he had a good time. Man, I miss that guy.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.